This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. We continue with our campaign of World War Cthulhu London. It was written by Matthew Sanderson and Scott Dorward. This scenario is entitled Captive Audience. Our keeper of arcane lore is Matthew Sanderson, and this is episode 8. Our recap will be given by David Gassaway as his character, Melvin Spofield Harris, Esquire. So without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. David?
Thank you, Tom. We have succeeded in eminentizing the eschaton. After a heated and complex discussion of tactics and approaches to the problem of preventing the presentation of the King in Yellow in a few days, we settled on multiple parallel plans: to scope out the troop in their suites, to ship them a crate of poisoned champagne, and to flood the air raid shelter on the morning of the 12th. The best laid plans, as they say. The first of these steps was to be the last, as Graves recognized the captain and the Frenchman instantly. As soon as Goodale and Crochet left, the performance began, and in a moment we were all plunged into darkness. And displaced in time and space, it would seem, finding ourselves in a recreation of the performance of 50 years earlier. Except this time, the young Graves prevented the explosion by gutting Constance Parker with his ritual blade. The captain slaughtered Graves in turn, and all hell didn't so much break loose as seep through into our world. The crudely painted backdrop on the stage is a window to a distant and impossible world. The audience, incapable of turning away from the mad play despite the improvisatory addition of our group as extras. The masked player is impervious and strangely supercilious about the havoc we've introduced. Dr. Gross's bullet bounced off what passes for his face. I've cleft a man nearly in two with a fire axe. The captain flung an actress into the void of a gaseous sea orbiting a distant star. Crochet has set half the audience ablaze, and Davidge is floating above the boards, wrapped in living hellfire. Best laid plans, they say.
Indeed, they never survive contact with the players. Right. Picking up immediately where we left off, I realised that I've actually got a couple of my stats the wrong way around. So instead of picking up with one of the guards that would be moving on Davidge, it's actually High Priest Noah Tolba, aka Mark Long, who goes next on Dex 75. He's recently been shot by Dr. Gross, even if it was only for a small, he made it a grand badly acted gesture, clutching his chest. He is going to run at, I think, the poor doctor who tried to very, very nearly end his life, and just try and punch you in the face because he's not armed. So, Dr. Gross, would you like to dodge or fight back?
I'm already gun happy at this point, so probably fight back.
Okay, so you're fighting back with your gun to try and shoot him in the face.
Yes.
Right. So when I realised looking at his stats, this was not the most optimal course of action, but oh well. Okay.
Just a regular, barely a regular.
I have got a swing and a miss, so 49 over 30 is a fail. So you have a better degree of success than him. Do you want to do your damage?
Yeah. 6 points.
That takes his remaining 3 points and kills him twice, effectively twice over. So you put a bullet straight. Well, describe how you'd like to finish this poor half-baked actor's life.
I think at this point George is a bit like what the fuck. So he's probably looking all over so probably one hand just straight up executes him, but to George's surprise, he probably didn't think it was gonna hit because it was more of a quick swing and a shoot rather than a.
He almost pretty much just ran straight at you and then realized, oh crap, you've got a gun. Probably there's that moment of, oh, I've fucked up as he just blinks and then dies.
But George has that same moment. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Right. Next, we've got our two guards acting on 70, both of which are having, or again, maybe realizing this is not a great idea, targeting Davidge. So,
Now remember, I'm on fire.
There you are, yes. Yeah. Right. They're both going to, well, the first one is going to try and swing at you with their pole axe. But as we said, this is effectively a stage weapon. This is not a great weapon to actually attack you with. So it's almost just using it to beat you as a club. So, how do you wish to respond? Do you
Well,
want to dodge or fight?
I'm curious how things are affected. My movement rate is currently 16.
Mm-hmm.
So if I dodge, do I get a bonus on dodging? Because I'm moving so fast?
It's mainly for chases where the movement rate comes into play. It doesn't actually affect your
Okay.
dodge skill.
Well, then what I will try to do is parry his thing with. So it's a maneuver.
Yeah, that would be a fighting maneuver. All right. Okay.
Is that considered brawl? Fighting brawl?
Yes. Yep.
I barely make it.
Well, 83 is definitely a failure from me. So you do have the better degree of success.
So I use my sword to fend it off as it comes
There we are.
swinging.
Oh, you're using the blade, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, I'm deflecting it.
Gotcha.
As
So
he
that doesn't
swings,
hit,
I just
gotcha. So that doesn't hit you, so you don't have to worry about the damage being inflicted with the cloak.
right.
Right. So you remain uninjured by the cloak so far. The second one is also going to try and basically use this as a club stroke staff and try to prod you with it.
I'm going to try and in the process spin around and stick him with the sword.
Okay, so that will be fighting brawl. Now,
Yeah.
because you have already dodged or fought back, well, in this case, I guess I use the fighting maneuver in the round. He does get overwhelming or the outnumbered bonus, so he does get a
Okay.
bonus star on his attack.
Okay.
But
I
knowing
failed.
how I'm rolling. Ooh. Instead of the 61, I'll take the 01. Right, so that will be. This is not an impaling weapon, so it's just going to be as a club. So
It's max damage.
It does max damage, so that is going to be. Thankfully, he has no damage bonus, so that is a straight 6 points.
Ooh.
But physical attacks made against you do half damage rolled.
Okay.
So you take 3.
Take 3. I'll probably yell some expletive at him when he hits me. What the hell are you doing?
Admittedly,
I'm an actor. I yell at him.
it does inflict the full damage rolled against the attacker as well. But this is the weapon that's going at him. Give me a luck roll to see if you completely destroy this one's weapon.
I got a 9.
All right, so he has no weapon now.
So
So
I've got 11 luck. That was really lucky.
his staff hits you and then just explodes in almost like a puff of flame. and is burnt to a crisp in an instant.
Hopefully the others see that and don't try that shit.
Yeah, probably not the best idea. Right.
That'll teach you.
Well, you think so? They're guards. That's their kind of their role in life to die. Next up, we have Queen Casilda, aka Adrienne Jacobs. She is going to run off the stage, so she's going as in to the wings, and is looking to well, the direction she's going. She's trying to go up because there's some pesky fishmonger up there who's been dropping lots of heavy masonry on people. So she is going to try and get to him. So she's heading up this round. Next up,
get the drop on.
Oh yeah, brum. Next up on 65 is Dr. Gross.
Who is in my eye line? Considering
Right,
I've just shot a man.
There's the one that you got the glancing shot on last round, who is kind of in your immediate line of sight,
Okay.
or what your sights rather, and is very much angling that he's going to try and repeat what he did last round and try and have a go at you.
We just go for him.
Okay, so there are 3 guards on David as well. But right, you're going to try and shoot him?
Yeah.
Or you can fire 3 times.
That is true. Do you want
at point blank?
Do you want to try and spread some love here?
Yeah, I forgot that was an option.
Yeah, you can just shoot him 3 times in the stomach.
Yeah, well, I might spread the love between 3 different targets then.
It would only
it's one target.
Different
Yeah.
Oh, just one. Yeah, we'll spread. We'll hit him 3 times.
Yeah, if you had like a Tommy gun, because then you can spray like that, but you can definitely pump him full of lead.
Do you want to be out of bullets though?
Do you have a revolver or a semi-automatic?
That's a good question.
Oh yeah.
Let me just see what I actually wrote on my character sheet.
It better be semi-auto with the amount of shots you fired.
It just says handgun because I am that. So
you're not old-fashioned. You haven't got a revolver, so have it as a clip.
So I'm lucky there because sometimes I put like father's revolver or something, but it just says handgun. Okay.
Right, are you going for 1 shot or 3?
We'll go for 3.
Okay, you're at point blank, so the penalty die gets cancelled out by your bonus die. So just 3 straight rolls, please. I think this guy is sort of not going to try and dive out the way. So yeah, he's going to hope you miss.
Well, I missed the first one.
That's good. Carry on with the other 2, and that'll be great. Yeah.
72 on the second one.
Uh-oh.
I've got a chance here. Come
on. 42, but I'm going to spend the 2 luck to succeed.
Oh, 1 hit I can hopefully manage. So roll damage.
1.
Okay, I do not need to make a con check for that damage. So you have you glanced him on one shoulder, and this time you glance him on a glancing blow on the other shoulder. He just grins wickedly at you and cracks his knuckles because this guy's got a damage bonus.
That was anticlimactic.
Well. Right. Next up, I've got a row of 3 of the guards, all going on 65. The first one is going at Davidge. He has got a damage bonus. He is just going to try and punch you in the face. Do you wish to dodge or fight back?
I'm surprised he doesn't burst into flames coming into the flames that are all around me. But no, I'm just going. If he comes at me, I'm just going to go like that with the sword right into him.
Okay, so fight back.
Yeah.
Again, I have my bonus die because you have already had a couple of people attack you so far in the round.
Got a 15. What is my 25? 15 out of 25.
I might as well have just described that he goes in and gives you a good hug. Because my bonus die changed my 92 to an 82. So yeah, he promptly gets set on fire.
And do I stab him?
Oh, you certainly do. So roll
and
your.
do I drain his magic points?
That's a very good point with that blade. Give me 1 second to look that up.
And I also get physically burned
Oh yes.
for the first time.
Right, the enchanted blade allows the blade to harvest magic points from those it kills specifically.
Okay.
The ritual involves the blade being bathed. When the knife inflicts a killing blow, then you make a roll, but you aren't killing him yet. But you still do damage with it, so this does count as a dagger. So it's 1d4 plus 2 plus damage bonus.
Plus 2, 5. I don't have a damage bonus.
That is against this poor Muppet here, which that is not enough to do half of his hit points. One more would have been half, so he is down. But then he does take damage from the from fire as well. So,
As do I.
yes, that is true. Well, it doesn't really say what. Doesn't take into account what would happen if he didn't actually do any damage in his initial attack, but he did so badly.
It
I would
does
say
1.6 fire damage to him.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good rule of thumb. So we want to roll an additional d6.
And I suffer half the damage that they suffer. That's what happens.
Yeah, so you'd get half of this.
So he got 2 and I got 1.
Okay. All right, still not a single damage source, so it doesn't have to take the con roll. Right, that's him realizing the error of his ways, maybe. Next up is the one that Dr. Gross just glancing blowed again. So I said he has a fist and he's not afraid to use it. He's going to try and punch you in the face. Do you want to dodge or fight back?
Fight back, but I'm gonna try and bonk him on the head, I guess.
Okay, pistol whip him with the gun. Okay. Okay. What degree of success do you have?
Where is? Oh, no, that is a fail.
And I barely get a success by 3 points. Wow. Right.
Don't have the luck to spend on that. So.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the gun.
Nah, his idea is he thinks he can knock him out and then take it afterwards rather than wrestle with it. For heaven's sake. Right, that'll be 3 points. Oh, the bad punch in the face, so maybe a broken or bloodied nose there.
Okay. He's used to a few of them, people disagreeing with how he views the world.
Right, I have one guard here who has not been touched yet. So, valid targets. Who is left? Melvin actually axed a poor guy and took him down. So I think we're going to have this one turn on Melvin.
Out in the curtains when there's a play going on.
Mm-hmm. You are disrupting
Father.
the play, and this is their job to make sure that no one disrupts this or minimizes audience interruption.
I would argue that I just threw someone over a main actor into the lake. So
actually, that's true. Who has
I'll take
luck?
the hit for you, Melvin.
I'm at 32 luck.
I'm at higher than that, 38.
All right, he's going for Melvin.
All right.
Nice try, Captain.
Well, looks like you're gonna have to fight this battle yourself.
Just keep tossing them all into the abyss. I thought that was hilarious.
Next. All right, he's trying to come at you with a pole axe. So, do you want to try and dodge or fight back?
Well, sadly, my dodge is better than my axe, so I'll have to settle for that.
Okay.
Given that I could barely hit a man with a fire axe from behind, I'm not competent.
This guy looks like he's got the same amount of skill with my dice rolls.
All right. Oh, 62 is not successful.
So's 93. So we are kind of dancing around each other, not really being
Ha,
very effective
ha.
at all. Again, a very bad stage acting fight happening back there. All right, next is Davidge. Flame on. You're also muted.
Okay, so from what we've seen, we're pretty sure that this spirit is the real supernatural entity there, right? The
The Phantom of Truth.
and this is the only magic weapon. So I'm going to point it at him, and using my speed, I'm going to clear the distance across the intention of lancing it right into him.
Sure. The other potential option that it's only you've got, because you're the only one I believe with the spell, your Cloak of Flame does count as a magical attack if you throw a fireball at him.
Oh, well then
But that does
I'll
cost you
I'll
a lot of magic points.
yeah, 6. I've got 12, or I've got 14, so I will that's what I'll do first. Maybe to clear the way. When I throw the fireball, everybody gets out of the way as it flies.
Gotcha. So that is a fighting brawl with a bonus dice. And
Uh, 82 and 17.
okay,
So a 17 makes it, but it's a regular hit.
regular and Phantom here.
It's probably just going to piss him off.
I think the Phantom is just thinking that it's just fire. If anything, he'll just try and punch you back in the face. So I'm going to try and fight back. Yeah, it's actually a fairly good brawl. Oh. So you got just a regular success.
I did.
No, thankfully, on a fight back, you don't get the benefit of getting an extreme success. So you don't get the kind of impale benefit. But anyway, it was just a blunt force weapon anyway. So that is still it's a D4 and a D6. So that is. That'd be 7 points coming your way, but round that down by half, so that becomes 3 points. And also he takes it back. So he takes 7 back. So that is not a major wound, but that's definitely hurt him. That's
The fireball still hits him. Yeah.
Well, it's mainly when he punches you. He dodges the fireball because he gets on his fight back. He got an extreme, but he still takes 7 points of damage anyway from
From the
you,
fire. Oh,
which
okay.
Dictates his action next turn. So
and also probably sets the backstage on fire.
there's one wall of the whole theater has gone up in flames thanks to Jean-Pierre's creative gas work last round as well. So that is our 55. Melvin, you're up on 52.
He's muted.
Mm-hmm.
Having been assaulted by this fellow, I could only return the favor.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to try and fight back.
Now 15. We're using fighting brawl, yes?
Yes.
So I have a regular, not far from a hard. How did he do?
I got hard. I got 19 under my 25 would be my hard.
All right. Well, if I guess I have to spend the 3 just to not be wounded.
You'll need an extreme if you're fighting back, since he got a hard.
I'm assaulting him.
Oh, you're assaulting
I would
him.
have to get better than him. So at the minute I have, but yeah, if you spend down to a hard, then I've only got equal.
So that's 3 of my 4 new luck points gone.
Yeah,
use them or lose them.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you can roll damage.
And that was 1d8 plus 2, I think.
Oh, yes.
4, 6.
That is one shy of half of his hit points because he's got 13 HP. But yep, he takes that as a chop into the upper chest, and there's just not blood gushing from him, but definitely soaking down the side of his uniform. And he is
That whole rib splitting feeling might give him new ideas about progress.
Yeah, you might wince if you ever snap a turkey
Wishbone.
breastbone at Christmas dinner in future. It might give you flashbacks to that sound. All right, then we've got Palace Guard, who is unconscious on the floor after being hit with the axe previously. Camilla, who is going off the balcony. And then, last of all, Captain Oswald.
All right. The priest, Neil Talbot, right?
Yes.
He's there. He's on stage. So what I'm going to do is...
I thought he was dead.
He is. He's very much on the stage, lying down dead. Yeah, because that is the third person that was good. Thanks to going blam from Dr. Gross.
Okay, so I see Melvin in trouble. I don't want to interact with the flaming Davidge because I don't want to get burned. So what I'm going to do is...
You can see going up, trying to go up towards Jean-Pierre.
Yeah. What's her movement?
Ooh, technical question. Right.
Well, yeah, that's because...
she's got a move rate of 8.
Oh, okay. She outruns me. I think Jean-Pierre, I'm going to point and yell to get Jean-Pierre to see her because he's got a gun. I don't. And I'm going to rush forward to help Melvin. So I'm going to grip my switchblade in both hands and football charge the guy that he's fighting.
Okay, right. You can have a bonus die on your attack because this is the second time that this guy has been attacked in the round.
Fantastic. Love that. That is a 18.
I think
and then a 28.
Yeah.
So within
coming, he's going to try and dodge this.
Okay.
So that is not great. And why am I even bothering looking at my dice? Any degree of success from you?
I am spending 7 points of luck to get an extreme.
Okay, well, yeah, my 84 is several times over my dodge skill. So, yeah, that's going to be an impale.
All right. So, impale is D4 plus damage bonus is the standard damage. So, it would be what? 4 plus... No, it'd be a D4 plus 8. Because I got a D4 damage bonus.
Well, you do the max damage on the weapon.
So 4.
But you do get 4.
So 4 plus damage bonus.
Well, 4 plus the damage bonus. I'd say you can get the damage bonus maxed out. So that's 4 plus 4 is 8 plus a further D4.
Yeah, 8 plus D4.
Yeah.
Gotcha. 11.
Right. You can add that to another dead guy because he had 7 left.
Right. I'll football charge him, toss him over my shoulder, and plunge the knife down into his heart.
And as you slam him down on the stage, there is just this gasp, this last exhale of breath that then bubbles out through the hole that you've punctured straight through his lung.
The captain does it dispassionately. He's having flashbacks to the trenches during the Great War.
Yeah, so there ain't trenches here. There's just wooden beams everywhere.
On fire.
Yeah. Right. We're now at the top of the round. Does
Is this the
anyone...
third round?
Yes, third round. So does anyone have a readied firearm that they wish to use that will modify their dex?
Probably Jean-Pierre.
I wasn't planning on shooting.
Oh, okay.
I think the only other person then is Dr. Gross.
Yeah.
Do you wish to use your gun?
How many bullets do you have left? You don't know.
Probably not many.
Is that a lot?
I think he used 6, and if he has an automatic, it should be 7, right? Or 8.
Depends on the gun, right? He just wrote handgun.
It'll be at least 7.
Let's have a look at the clips. Let's say that you have
the clips.
Let's say you've got a 45 auto. So
7.
that's going to be that's 7 in the mag.
Oh, you got one more, buddy. You feel
Mhm.
lucky? No.
Maybe not. I might stick to pistol whipping for
Well,
a
I mean, if
little.
you're at point blank, right, you would get a bonus die.
Yeah.
Always save
Yeah.
one shot for yourself, Dr. Gross.
And that, and there is the one guy in front of you that has just been glanced a couple of times and feels really lucky against you.
Oh, I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm gonna try and pistol whip him again anyway when it comes to it. So
Okay, so that will be using a brawl rather than using it
yeah.
as a range weapon.
So yeah. So no.
In which case, the Phantom of Truth goes next. Davidge,
Yep.
you're its target. Can I have an opposed power roll?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, you
Come
won this.
on, pal.
Wizard fight.
12 out of 70. So extreme.
Okay, 83 is only regular from me, so there is no effect. Apart from you feel for a moment this thing just waves a hand at you with this dispassionate face, this mask that doesn't convey emotion, but inside, somewhere deep inside you, it's as if someone almost tries to pull a plug and drain your life essence from out of you. Your will at this point in time is much stronger than it is. Got a good boost to it, a good boost to your ego. But yeah, that completely fails. Right, Jean-Pierre, you're next.
I'm gonna try to grab the woman who is coming at me and throw her off. How high up am I?
You're a good story up, so it'd be about a D10 in damage falling. But also,
Perfect.
if you could just throw her and go straight off the balcony, a la Captain Oswald, and throw her into the Lake of Harley as well.
You
No,
can
no.
throw her
I
into the
want
lake as
her.
well.
I want her to break her legs but survive, so
What?
Davidge can use his knife to gain some powers.
This is
You
diabolical.
you really don't know that I drain people's powers, but I'm not sure I want to kill anybody.
Oh, do I not
except
know?
that thing. I don't know.
He just
I-
got the knife.
But it was in the book. It was in the book. That
It was in
was-
the book.
He was speculating earlier, yes, that it could collect life energy. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I think he's dealing with that entity, so we might as well just take care of Casilda.
Well, I have
Or
full
distract that
confidence.
entity.
I have full confidence in my throwing ability.
Let's see it.
Okay, so are you going to try and throw her back down to the stage and break her legs, or do you want to keep her up on the balcony above you?
I'll break her legs because I feel like she's just unarmed. Like she's just an unarmed human, right? So
Yeah, she's coming at you with all the madness of Ophelia at the minute.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to be running at you and trying basically to push you off the balcony. So if you want to try and also throw her off, then that's going to be an fighting brawl to fight back. Oh, actually worthwhile me looking to see what stats she's got, because that might actually be good.
Well, who goes first, technically?
I think she was fighting back.
Yeah,
Oh, she's fighting back?
fighting
Okay.
against Jean-Pierre.
Gotcha. Well,
Right,
good
what
luck, Jean-Pierre.
success have you got?
Just regular.
Ah, damn, me too. So at least it was actually a regular success. So you beat her then, because she doesn't get a greater success than you.
Excellent.
Right.
Down you go.
Yeah, give me a D10 for that falling damage.
1. That can't be right.
She doesn't even sprain her ankle. She lands with like a cat-like balance on
In
the
front of
floor.
Melvin and I, probably.
Yeah, I'd say between the two of you. Not quite doing the superhero pose like landing, but
Just like that.
enough to make an entrance, and then a mild
Well,
She's a cat.
yeah.
shit.
Cats are generally more on the PC side in this. Right. Then we've got the High Priest. He's dead. Then we've got the first of the guards that tried to attack Davidge. I think they are probably going to pull back because they realise that, it hurts trying to hit you. What are they going to do? I think the first one is actually going to try and move to protect, interpose himself between Davidge and the Phantom of Truth, almost acting like a ablative human shield. And then the second one, the one that lost his weapon, I think he is going to go over to the guy that Melvin sliced in two with his axe the first time round and pick up his pole axe so that he now has a weapon again. That will leave Adrienne up next on 70, who has just dropped between Melvin and the captain. Well, last time we had the random chance say that it goes to Melvin, so this time we'll say catfight on Captain Oswald. So, right, you've got a very angry queen who lands at your feet who tries to take a swipe at you.
All right. I tell her, you don't want to do this. Like, brandish the knife.
Okay, you get a bonus die because she has already fought back in the round.
Right. She does not want to do this.
No, she might actually. She got rolled fairly well.
22, and then the bonus die makes that a 42. So 22 total.
What
that is a hard for me.
I also have a hard.
And then I'll spend 11 points to get an extreme.
Damn it.
That is not an impale.
No,
but it is a fight back. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to roll 2d4. One for the base, one for the damage bonus. That's 2, and then 3. That's 5 total.
Ow, 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 ow. That is half of her hit points on 5 because she's only got 10 HP.
So what? She tried to punch me?
Yeah, she basically was trying to go.
Okay. While she was doing that, I'm probably gonna like grab her arm and then right down into her arm, the knife.
Oh, you might have severed something pretty fleshy. I've got a 55 con, and I am awake. 45 says I'm still up. Right.
He does not want to be awake for this.
Yeah, you've got her like a rag doll. It's not fun for her. Dr. Gross, you're up next on 65.
Well, I'm just gonna pistol whip, I guess.
This annoying guy in front of you that you've glanced a couple of times.
Yep.
He is going to just try to punch you in the face or punch you in the throat. Actually, probably more effectively with his damage bonus.
Okay. 02.
69 was a good roll in principle, but still a fail. That's an extreme. So that will be counting your gun as a club. That'll be. I'll be generous and say a D8 for a large club. This is a metal club as a big hefty gun you've got there. So that will be 8 points plus any damage bonus you've got.
I have no damage bonus. So.
Okay. It ain't enough to kill him, but it is enough to make a for him to make a con roll. And 20 is most certainly a success. So this guy, now that you have thoroughly pistol whipped him in the throat like he tried to punch you in the throat, stands back, holding his throat and gasping for breath with this awful, awful sound.
This man will not go down.
War of attrition. Right, and then next up, we've got another dead guard, so we can skip him. Davidge, flame on, you're up.
I am going to use my movement to go sideways a bit so that when I fire my firebolt, it goes past the guard and hits the Phantom of Truth.
I'll buy that. You can effectively circumvent the poor bodyguard that tried to get in between the two of you. All right, so that is Fighting Brawl with a bonus die. The Phantom is not stupid. He is not going to realise when it hurt him the first time, he's not going to just sit there and take it. So he's going to dodge, or try to anyway.
I got an 89, and then I got a 10.
I have an 03. I
So he
dodged.
managed to dodge.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Does
I
the
am
Matrix
down.
dodge?
Well, he is an extra-dimensional being.
He did also have a dodge skill of 90, so it was going to be fairly good to get an extreme. But
I'm not going to be able to do that again unless I drain somebody of magic points.
But you still have the dagger itself, which also
I
counts
still have
as,
the dagger itself. I had to try.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
Distance would have been preferable.
Yeah, you don't want to get up close and personal. Right. Melvin is next on 52.
So the queen is no longer an issue.
She's still up.
Currently being got a skewered
Stabbed
and
right in
held.
the
by the captain.
There were other people in the wings when I snuck up on and axed the first of them. It's all scattered.
They have scattered to the four winds. The only folks left are the ones that are acting in the initiative order.
She's probably a bit awkward, having been pushed off the balcony and stabbed. So I guess I'll assault her with a fire axe like a gentleman.
You do so with the bonus die because she has been already fought back in the round, and because she is also manhandled and skewered, I'm going to give her a penalty die on trying to dodge out the way because the captain has like a kebab, which is good for you because I rolled. It would have been an 07. So
oh my god, that's good. Teamwork
so
makes dream work.
That turns into a 57 from me, so that is a fail on my attempt to dodge.
Very good. And my bonus die, I went from a 95 to a 25, so a chunk.
That fumble would have hurt.
Yeah, it would have. I might have gotten you.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Keep putting my 8 away. I should keep that handy. 4. That's probably going to be fit for her.
Yeah, which is all she has left. So she is now an ex-queen. She has been
dethroned.
Yes.
And nearly decapitated.
That's good. So, Captain, you have some red on you.
I imagine Melvin just did like a throat, like right in the throat. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, maybe almost takes her head off. So there's just this fountain going up into the air.
I'll take the knife out and yell up to Jean-Pierre, like, hey, you're getting sloppy.
That doesn't even count as one. Right, that was Melvin. Then you've got dead guard a failed con roll guard on the floor that's been deprived of his axe or deprived of his pole axe. Princess Camilla still falling, and then over to the captain.
So I see that Dr. George Gross, he's still being assaulted.
Yeah, he's got this guy in front of him that's kind of holding his throat. Gross is going, no, he's mine.
Oh, he's yours? All right. Anyone else left besides?
There are 2 others. There are both guards, one of which has run over to pick up the weapon of the guard that has failed his con check and is out for the count on the floor. The one that
so he's
Melvin
in process of picking it up, correct? Or has he picked it up?
He has grabbed it, but he's pretty much not in a great position to use it because he's literally he's half bent down grabbing.
Okay, then I'm gonna kick him in the head.
Okay, right. Give me a fighting brawl roll.
Run over.
I'm gonna give him a penalty.
He's got a penalty? All right.
He doesn't need the penalty.
16. I'm gonna spend 5 to get the extreme.
Okay, so that will be just max damage. So that will be 3 and a 4, so 7.
Can I not do the max damage and instead kick the weapon out of his hand and do normal damage?
That. Okay. Yeah, or in fact, I'd say if you want to do a trade-off, maybe it's an improvised spot roll here. Sure. You can roll damage, but the benefit from taking potentially the less damage will be that he still loses the weapon.
Yep, that's great. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So it's a D3 plus D4. So I rolled a 3 plus the 3 is 6 total.
Which is exactly what he had of, because this is the guy that
Oh.
had the pillar dropped on him by Jean-Pierre in the first round.
Then I just kick him in the head.
Yeah, doing. Like there is something that snaps as his head
Jesus.
goes off at a very painful angle, and with his weapon in hand, his newly claimed weapon in hand, he promptly falls and hits the deck with that weapon next to the other guy who he took it from. So that's another dead guard. That brings us to the end of the round.
So much waste.
We'll take down a point off Davage's cloak. So to give you a recap on who is still up, we still have the Phantom of Truth. We have there are 3 guards actually still active. There's one that's acting as the Phantom Bodyguard. There's one that was I've forgotten about him, actually. There's one that tried to punch Davidge because he had realized he's got a damage bonus, and you've got the one that's fighting off against Gross. That is pretty much they're going mano a mano, those two. Otherwise, that is it. You've only got those 4 targets. So again, anyone with a ranged weapon, are you declaring you want to use your guns?
Yeah, I want to shoot the guy who is the king's bodyguard. Actually, do any of these people look like Taylor Graves, the young version?
Oh, you killed him now. Oh, the young one.
They're younger.
Give me a spot hidden roll. See if you can try and work out who it is.
17.
It is the guy who is the bodyguard. So it's the one that's trying to move between the Phantom of Truth and Davidge.
All right, I'm gonna paradox time.
I'm gonna make sure there's no survivor this time.
Oh, poor guy. You're gonna end up killing him twice. All right. You can give me a firearms roll if you wish.
Okay, 22 is a hard.
Okay. That's a hit because he's not seeing it coming. He's looking directly at Davidge, trying to make sure that he can try and get in between the Flaming Wonder and his and the Herald of his King.
And I assume this is just a D10 pistol. This was the guy's pistol that I took.
It was Thomas's pistol, I believe.
Franklin's, yeah.
Yeah, Thomas
gun.
Franklin.
Let me have a quick check at that. Don't believe he's actually got that good a gun.
With exploding bullets and yeah.
I don't know. I only know the Delta Green pistol.
No, it's a bit more granular here. It is a D8.
Oh, D8.
So
shit.
It's not great.
Okay, 3.
Okay, but still enough to hit. So the guy takes it again. The guy glances off his shoulder, spins round. Now he's gonna half distracted by looking up from where he's been shot. And that was on Dex 125 with your 50 on top of your 75. Then we're back round to the Phantom of Truth again. At the minute, Davidge is the only one that looks is potentially even looking like he might be able to pose a threat. So again, the Phantom is going to try and wave his hand at you. So give me that opposed power roll.
$94.
Do you want to try and spend luck how much of luck have you got?
I don't have any luck. I've got 11 luck. No, yeah, 11 luck.
My 55 is a regular success. So that means that his power of Join the Dance kicks off. Can you roll D100, please?
Ooh.
I think we might be targeting our friend Mr. Green after this.
86.
How does minus 86 POW look on your sheet?
Oh my lord!
POW?
Oh,
well,
you lose that amount of POW.
That puts me at negative 6. No, a negative 16.
Okay. I'll be, on the one hand, having done something that catastrophic, I'll be generous in the sense that you can drop the sacrificial blade, as those that look towards Davidge see just this swirling mass of flame starts to coalesce as this wonderful ball, almost Venetian attire ball dress, masquerade ball dress, or not dress, suit, outfit, complete with mask, as he starts to spin and pirouette and then dance off the stage into the wings and goes off to join the ball at the Palace of the King in Carcosa. In one sense, Davidge ain't dead. You're going to live forever dancing until the end of time, but it's not a pleasant way to spend eternity. Right.
Thought I was going to make it.
Close to say that
The knife is now sticking out of this thing like that, so
yep,
still
that is
works.
true. Right. Next up then, so Phantom's gone, Jean-Pierre's gone. Then we've got the Graves, the younger, the bodyguard, is again trying to interpose between anyone that tries to attack the Phantom of Truth. Then we've got Dead Guard. Then we've got Dead Queen Casilda. She bleeds a bit more. Then we've got Dr. Gross, who has your mano a mano guy in front of you.
He's angry now. He just wants him. Angry, insane. Gross is insane anyway, but just bang.
Frenzied pistol whip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try and punch you back.
Just a regular.
89 is a fail from me, so you succeed. Give me a D8.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 left. You got him. So your frenzied attack, you bop him on the side of the head.
And an
he
extra
wobbles
one.
For a second like a 10 pin that looks like he may or may not fall, and then just collapses to one side.
If I didn't have just one bullet left, I'd have probably just shot him for measure out of anger, but we're not dead.
Well. Right. Then we have the only other remaining guard. Again, looking between the lot of you, who seems to be the one that's the most violent, or the one that poses the most threat? Because Jean-Pierre's still up in the gods. Between Dr. Gross, Melvin, and the captain, who has the lowest luck?
I have 15 luck.
That's Melvin's muted.
29.
I have 27.
Well, it looks like he's been stupid and going for the captain. Right. This
All right.
guy's going to try and make a swing at you.
He's going to charge at me?
He looks a little bit beefy, though. He's got a damage bonus.
All right. May I fight back by just, like, if he's charging at me, I'm just going to pick up the polearm and just raise it up so he skewers himself.
Yeah. I mean, it counts as a club, so that
it's a
be
club?
an impaling weapon.
Then I'll stick with my switchblade. I'm fighting back.
That would definitely be the better option.
Sticking time. I got a hard.
61's a fail from me.
Okay.
All right, so you do damage him back.
Yep. Here we go. It's 2d4.
Mm-hmm.
My d4.
Your caltrop, don't step on it.
All right, I've got another d4. Okay. So that is a 3 and a 2, so that's for a 5 total.
All right, I have 4 left. He is down as well.
Oh, he's unconscious?
Yeah, he hasn't taken a major wound, so I'm just counting as soon as they hit 0, they're out. So don't imagine any of you are going to be merciful enough to do anything other than get rid of them.
So he's straight up disabled. Okay, great. So,
so
he charges at me, stick.
Yep, and down. So the only 2 valid targets at that point are the younger Graves and the Phantom of Truth. And that was going down the list. Melvin, you're next.
I don't want to deal with this thing.
I know that the I'm a little shocked to have seen Davidge waltz off like that in his mask. He didn't look unhappy. But I don't have any. I don't trust myself to be able to do anything useful with the magical knife. So I'm going to just charge at the bodyguard figure with the axe, more or less attempting to intimidate him rather than assault him. I want to shake him out of the way so that someone else can stab the phantom.
Oh, he ain't moving. In fact, if anything, as you charge towards him, he's going to charge back at you. So he's going to treat this as a fight back.
Very well. 71 is not good.
I'm just checking. It doesn't make a difference actually on a fight back, because whether it's a hard or an extreme. No, it's just a hard. So 11 is 1 point away from an extreme. He has a pole axe and he's going to whack you with it.
Yeah.
So that is.
I haven't taken any damage yet, so.
Have a couple of points for the attempted intimidation there.
But I guess he is distracted, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been assaulted, so he can't defend himself again.
That is true. Well, he can attempt it, but it gives the another attacker in the same round, which would be Captain is the only one that hasn't acted at this point, would be a bonus die for the Captain.
Honestly, keep these bonus die coming. They're really good for me.
You're going to try and rush him?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm going to try and whack you with my pole axe.
Get off of him.
Oh.
He's a lawyer. 24, and then a 84.
So your 84 is almost as good as my roll, 87. So
all right, well,
I've missed. So how
that
about
being
you?
a hard, I don't want to spend the luck. My luck's low, so I'm just going to roll 2d4 for the damage for the switchblade. Okay. That's 3, and then that is 2, another 5.
Okay, he is knocked down, and that's not half of his HP. So,
and this is Graves, right?
Yep.
I killed you once
Graves
before,
the younger.
And I'll stick the knife into his ribs.
Right. This is giving me an interesting choice now. We're going to go back up to the top of the round. Again, now we've got only Graves and the Phantom of Truth, the Herald of the King in Yellow, left. Does anyone with a firearm wish to use it? So to get the plus 50 bonus.
Yeah, I mean, you've been saving the ammo.
Who is left? I have kittens feeding next to me. So
there's the Phantom of Truth, say the Herald of the King in Yellow,
yep.
And the young Graves. That's it.
Who is in melee combat with us, with Melvin and I. So
don't miss.
I don't want to shoot the Herald because from last time it didn't work, so he doesn't want to risk it.
You've seen how effective that is, like 0 effect.
And then there's the risk of if I fuck up, I could hit one of you two.
You can also just not shoot. So
I'm not going. Don't worry, Captain. I'm just thinking it out loud. I'm not going to shoot on that principle.
Okay. How about Jean-Pierre?
You're a better man than me.
I'll try to finish off Graves.
Okay. You go at 125. Again, don't miss. So, give me that roll.
I got a regular.
Okay, you hit then because he's not diving out of the way because he's got a captain right in front of him that he's dealing with.
2 damage.
You get him?
2.
Don't you...
Fuck.
He has 1 point left. 1. Now, this does give me an interesting quandary, because at this point, the Phantom really has one possible thing it can do left. It needs to protect Graves, because it can only exist here as long as there is an actor left to perform the play. And you almost got rid of him. You've one
Do
point
your
away
worst.
from getting rid of him.
I don't want to see the worst.
You
It's worst
son of a
is that
bitch.
No worst.
yeah, It's worst is that I will go. I will call for a party luck roll, because otherwise I will try and hit all of you with this.
I have
All right,
eight
well,
luck.
I got 15. I don't know what everyone
I have
else
8.
got. You have 8? Jesus, man.
Jean Pierre, you're the kind of the one that put everyone's life on the line by not quite doing enough damage. Give me that luck roll.
Well, roulette is the best French game.
That's why.
Nope.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah, he's gonna wave his arm in the gesture that encompasses all 4 of you.
Come on, motherfucker.
I'm going to make a opposed power roll against all of you, but I only make the one roll. Each of you individually make yours, and then we compare the results.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Join me in the dance.
It might end up being that.
I have a regular only success.
I got a hard, but I can
I
buy
got a
down to
ha-
an extreme if I need to.
I got a hard and I'm 1 away from an extreme, so can buy down.
Okay.
I'll spend it all to pass.
Right. I rolled 99, which is 1 point under. No, that's 1 point under my 100 POW. So it is only a regular success. You need to get a hard to beat the comparison, because on a regular success from you, it goes to whoever has the higher stat.
Well,
So those of you that only got regular or fail, Melvin, do you want to buy down to a hard if you can?
I'm about to do the math. So 27, 50. So I'm 51 minus 29. Will bring me to 22. My brain isn't working. That's right?
So run that by me again.
22 plus 29 is 51.
Yes.
Yes. So I do have enough to survive this if I spend all of my luck.
You probably want to do that.
Yes, I think I do. Now, so wait, and I actually only need to get to. Oh, wait.
Well, your
Yeah,
POW is.
I can save. Yeah, I've got 55 pounds, so I need to get to 27.
Yeah.
So I can. Yeah, so I don't have to spend all of my luck, just most of it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So Jean-Pierre's the only one that's left that does not get a hard success or better. Can you give me a D100, please? And maybe grab your dancing shoes.
we could get lucky here. 41. That's not all my POW.
You lose 41 POW, but otherwise you are still you're still up and about.
Good God. What
I'm
does that
powerless.
even look like?
At that point, not all of him changes, but all of his clothes warp into this almost Venetian masquerade attire. There is a flicker of what looks like a mask that starts to appear from his chin upwards, but then it recedes down, and you are left with just the clothes. But you are feeling so weak inside yourself. It's as if almost everything that made you has gone. There is just this little flicker that's left.
Only the faintest whiff of fish.
Yeah. So that makes your new POW 41, did you say? Off your 60?
No, my new, off of 60. So my new POW is
19.
19.
Good stuff.
What the hell?
He'll do whatever you ask him to do now. The willpower.
We need to kill Graves.
Yeah. Oh, so if the Phantom went, Jean Pierre went, then the Phantom's gone. Then we've got Mark Long still dead, and then we've got Graves as the next one. He's just going on full defensive. He doesn't dare attack. He remains near the Phantom. So next would be then is Dead Guard number 2. Then Queen Casilda spews a bit more blood from the open wound. Dr. Gross, you're next.
I have the one bullet, but there's also the knife, and
Do you feel lucky, punk?
I don't feel lucky. That's why I think I might just try and shoot Graves and then worry about the knife after.
Mhm.
But let's gamble on the one bullet. Let's gamble on a bullet.
Okay.
A bullet and a prayer.
Your last shot.
Are you going
want
to? Yeah, you can move up closer to get point blank. Please do that.
Yeah,
I was about to suggest exactly that.
Yes, I am
Please
going to
do
move
that.
to a better position. I'm not going to.
Give me that firearms roll with the bonus dice.
Okay. Right.
I think he is going to try and die. He is going to try and dive for cover, actually. So that will, if he succeeds, that will inflict a penalty die, which obviously then gets rid of your bonus.
40, which is a regular with the bone.
Don't roll the other one because he does get his dodge.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So just straight up 40.
Yeah, he tries to dive, but you still hit with the 40. Yes.
Yeah.
You even touch the dice. The minimum you can do is 1 damage.
Yeah.
Which is what he has. He has his 1 singular hit point left. How would you wish to narrate him taking this dying shot as he's gliding through the air, attempting to dive out the way?
I think I'm just saying many swear words in many different languages. I speak a lot of them, so and I just go. Maybe I go. This is for Davidge out loud and just.
There's a thud as he lands on the deck, spewing blood from center of mass. And at that point, the Phantom is just very, very still.
Hmm.
Let me double check.
He explodes.
I think that's what I put in there.
Holy shit.
Killing us all.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. Who was up close? So Gross was up close because you moved to get the bonus die to attack Graves.
Yeah.
Oswald was right up close with him as well. Jean Pierre was up in the rafter, so you're kind of spared from this. Melvin, whereabouts are you in relation to the Phantom?
I had approached Graves with the axe, so I can't be more than
Yeah, I'm
a
the
few
same
paces away.
distance with
Yep.
Melvin as well.
So the 3 of you will take as indeed
Oh, boy.
he stands
Oh,
there
shit.
motionless for a moment and then explodes in this shower of porcelain shards, almost razor sharp, and clockwork cogs and pieces that go in every direction, like a frag grenade, inflicting 5 hit points on each of you in the process.
Okay. Takes me down to 3.
I'm good. I'm at 9.
I could survive this.
And in that moment, as he explodes and there's the flinching away, bits of porcelain and bits of clockwork or cog, springs, etc., pierce into you, reflexively looking away and closing your eyes, bringing something up to shield yourself. As far as you can tell, everything goes black. Even for Jean-Pierre up in the rafters, everything goes black. Unfortunately, everything does not go very black for Davidge. Everything is very yellow in the court of the Eternal King, and you are just pirouetting and dancing until the end of time.
It's a bossa nova right now.
Right. I think we'll go into a kind of coda at this point with those of you that are left. Because as you start to look around, tentatively open your eyes and find yourself again pulling piece of phantom out of you, you find yourselves back in the Piccadilly Hotel. The
Do
air
we
raid sirens
see-
are going outside, but there's no one around. It's an seemingly empty. But either they're all down in the air raid shelter, or they're just not here.
Do we see the magic knife sticking into the floor?
I would say yes.
Then I will take that.
Okay, yoink.
Something to
You have
remember
a
him
sacrificial
by.
dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain, you be careful with that.
I think I know what
Green,
I'm doing.
Green
I-
would be happy to know that it wasn't in vain.
That is true. I don't think you do know what you're doing with that knife.
Didn't save damage. I'm rather in need of medical assistance. Do you think
Well-
we should just wrap ourselves in sheets and wait for dawn? The likelihood that the Nazis bomb this hotel tonight seems rather small.
Yes. I am rather bloodied right now.
Yeah, well, I'm an expert at this. Let me apply first aid to everyone. And obviously, we probably don't have to go through those mechanics.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. Don't worry about
So
that.
I'll start patching everyone up. We fought a good fight. We have to make a report to N.
Hmm.
Yes,
We have to
I need.
explain what happened to Davidge.
Yes, I need to plan an occultist's funeral for him.
He probably saved us all, taking all the attention from that thing in the mask.
There's
Jean-Pierre-
nothing left of him now.
Jean-Pierre, you've got a little bit of spittle. Just
Is he now permanently in Venetian clothing?
No, the Venetian clothing has come back with him, but it's not that he can't take it off.
well, at least we can sell that. It seems
Free
like,
designer clothing, yeah.
yeah.
To be honest with you, Jean-Pierre, you should burn that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna strip completely.
Oh, I've seen enough.
Sand roll.
Fish scales.
Yeah. And on that, yellow curtains come across the screen.
Unleash the smell. Unleash the stink
What the?
of a Frenchman.
Right. The main thing you'd find then for the rest of the evening, spending time at the Piccadilly Hotel, is that the whole place is completely deserted. Even the bomb shelter is empty. Whatever happened to those of you that are not those of you, those people that were in the hotel when the Echo from the Past spell was cast by Graves, they do not return.
Jeez.
They're lost. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
grim.
are wandering the streets of Carcosa, having fled the building, which is one thing that you guys did not do. So, despite the occasional temptation I tried to lay in front of you, now outside there was just the endless, ever-shifting streets of Carcosa. That's where they ran, and that's where they will remain.
All right. We'll
So you
clean
have
up.
an empty 5-star hotel that you can easily ride out in their very plush and opulent bomb shelter for the rest of the evening.
Oh, I think that in addition to your excellent first aid, Captain Goodale, some not
Champagne?
poisonous champagne would
Yes.
be very comforting.
Then we'll have a toast to Davidge. A hero.
To Davidge, a brave
Yeah.
man whose dancing will always be eloquent.
He'll
And
be
the
looking down on
eternal-
us from somewhere.
And the eternal flame will guide him.
I'll pour one out for Davidge. And then I suppose we'll recover our equipment, clean up all traces of us being here.
I think that's probably a fairly good point to leave it for the evening. We can do, if you want, we can do the sanity rewards and skill tick checks on camera, or we can do that off camera. I'll leave that to you guys, depending on what you think makes a interesting part for viewers to watch, because we're a little bit shorter than a normal episode.
Why don't we do that now?
Yeah. I think
And
mechanics are interesting sometimes.
Okay.
do we
fair enough.
want to tell the listeners the next scenario
Yeah.
that we're going into?
Or do we
I was
want to start it
planning-
with your new character, Thom?
Well,
Yeah.
I was just asking Matt, should I be, what was his name? Farthingay?
Fotheringay.
Fotheringay.
Unless you want to be your own.
Unless I want to be something else,
Yeah.
another in.
Yeah.
Well, then,
But-
yeah, just imagine that I'm somebody else.
Sure, I mean, Fotheringay is an option, but I'm quite happy for you to have another of your own NPC, your own PC, if you wish, that is also a member of Network N.
Okay,
And
why don't you go
likewise
ahead
for-
and do the rewards and stuff, and I'll do it right now. I'll come up with something.
Oh, sure. Next week we've got 40 minutes ish. We could probably do the beginnings of the intro scene for the setup for the meat trade. So first off, those of you that survived, and also this is an option for Max. You can continue with Jean-Pierre if you wish, or if you think after taking that massive PAL hit that you would like to retire him, that is completely up to you.
I think
Stick on the
he
office
might
duty.
he might call up one of his associates that he ran with in the fish market, who came from France as well.
No problem. You can substitute in Frenchman number 2 or Frenchman number 2 to take your position in Network N. Right, in which case, then new character would not get the benefit of the rewards from this scenario, but Celavi, you get a bucket load more PAL than he would anyway. So the three that are carrying on, so Melvin, the captain, and Dr. Gross, can give me a luck refresh, but I'm going to be giving you the pulp reward. So if you roll equal to or under your luck, then gain 1d10 plus 5. If you roll over your luck, gain 2d10 plus 10.
Yeah, I failed my my luck roll, of course. So
I did not roll under 5, indeed.
I failed as well.
We are in the money today. So I got 15 plus 10. So 25.
I got 13 plus 10, which is something.
5 plus 10. So.
Dr. Gross, someone just needs to end Dr. Gross's suffering.
It's fine.
And he needs to see another deity.
Exactly.
I somehow survived this.
Well, also seeing the fact that the Phantom of Truth exploded in front of you also removes the negative effect of the yellow sign, because otherwise you'd be having to make a sand check every night.
Mm.
Yep. So you are removed. That you have that curse temporarily lifted from you, unless you see it again, because after all, the king is always out there. Next, this is more of a loaded question, because it was mentioned between various sessions. What are you doing about the copy of The King in Yellow that is currently in the British Library?
Burn it.
Replace it with a harmless facsimile.
And
Take-
burn
take-
the original.
Yes. Put on the white gloves, smuggle in a trivial object, make a switcheroo, return it to the stacks, take the real thing, and burn it very thoroughly.
So 50 Shades of Yellow goes in place of it.
Have a have a barbecue.
No, I do not cook on those flames.
Those marshmallows would taste a little weird.
Mhm. Yeah, they got the nice yellow tinge to them. In which case, 1d8 for destroying the copy of the King in Yellow.
Yeah.
This is sanity. This is.
Welcome for
6.
1.
Well,
On brand for gross.
you did technically stop the performance of the play in the echo in time, so that's plus 1d10.
This
Or
one's just a 3.
I gained 4. I'm to 22 sanity now.
Oh my God, you might zero out next chapter.
I've been yeah, it's been back and forth.
Speaking of back and forth, there's a little bit of plus and a little bit of minus coming up. Number one, you stopped the communist protests, so you ultimately saved that whole bunch of hundreds of people rushing into the Piccadilly Hotel. But there were still people left in the Piccadilly Hotel, all the members of staff and the guests. So it's plus 1d6 and then minus 1d6.
Boy.
+2.
I took a net -2. That's all right.
I got a net 1.
I took a +2 and then I -6. So I'm back where I started.
Cool.
Melvin doesn't care for social.
Near enough. Well, I'm nearly back where I started.
No comment.
You did destroy the ritual circle in Hanover Terrace quite definitively, so that's plus 1d8.
Hell yeah. Blow it up. Oh, 8!
7?
4.
I'm almost back to my original sanity.
I'm above original.
I'm yo-yoing back between 18 and 22.
And last off, you did kill Mr. Graves kind of twice over.
Twice.
Because the spell that brought forward what you think was the past, or it wasn't dragging you into the past, it was actually creating an echo, like a bubble of the past into the present. So you killed the echo of Graves, but more importantly, you killed the elder Graves, the one that was actually the one that would have come back to reality afterwards. But it's still plus 1d10 anyway for killing him.
I did it with pleasure. Another 8 for me.
Okay. 4. I'm
9.
back.
I'm ahead of where I started.
I'm at 26 sanity.
There you go. Not too shabby.
Pretty shabby. But he can be in the madhouse for a little while. It helped last time.
Well, you say that. The next scenario starts just over a month after after the end of this one. So if you did want to go back to your roots and did what you did last time and going to get some psychiatric help, that is an option, but you've only got the 1 month to get to be able to get it.
The thing with George at this point, I think he's beyond wanting that help because he's seen too much shit now. And he's now he wants to, in that month, dig into some of Green's contacts and try to honor Green and get some more information. And yeah, maybe go a bit more insane with some of the stuff he's doing. But
okay, well, give me, let's say, your library use to be able to go through some of Green's effects.
Okay. I have 45 out of 50, so that's a regular.
You will indeed find a somewhat familiar book then from your escapades with Aurora Williams. He has the copy of Das Buch aller Verboten Kunst, the Book of Forbidden Arts, which is the one that contains in the marginalia, because again, anyone that writes in books is obviously evil, is where you find the notes that were not left by that evil anti-bibliophile Keith Craig. You do find all the notes relating to pyromancy spells.
It didn't work out terribly well for Davidge, I'd like to point out. As you report over tea your progress.
Well, Gross probably wouldn't have told you he has this. He would have probably kept that to himself.
So
in his big house. He would he yeah, Gross probably would read into it a bit more, but that might, yeah.
And to whom did Davidge leave his estate? He was quite well off. A beautiful house, interesting library. Maybe he left it to Anne.
Answers on a postcard to Carcosa.
Yeah, I'll send you a postcard. I'll send you something down or up. over.
Wish you were here.
Yeah, please don't send us anything.
The postcard's gonna have the sign for sure.
It's gonna different signs and different layers of yellow, none of which you cannot see.
If Dr. Gross is reading more, do you want to spend the time reading that book?
You know what? Why not?
Okay, give me a D8.
7.
Okay, so it costs you 7 SAN.
You know, that puts me back to 19. I'm not like... Fuck it.
Up and down, up and down. You gain another 6 points of mythos.
Nice.
And there is a whole bunch of magical goodness in there, which we can... that will definitely be something to do in between chapters. That's a bit more bookkeeping, where I'll go through listing the type of stuff that you find in there.
Is your mythos above your SAN?
It very nearly is, surprisingly.
Oh, you could have gotten mythos hardened, right?
Almost.
But you didn't.
Yeah, I'm 4 off.
Just need to lose 4 SAN.
Dear.
Let's go and dig up some graves. Okay.
This buried graves.
Remember you said that, because that is very prescient. Right. In which case, then, I think that's probably it on terms of the mechanical front.
Skill improvements?
Oh, yeah, obviously skill improvement.
You gotta fail, and then you get a
anything
D10,
you got a
right?
tick. Anything you got a tick, roll it. Obviously, get more than what you've got, then you gain 1d10 in that skill, with the exception of mythos, obviously, because you can't tick it, and likewise credit rating.
I will gladly take another 5 in fighting brawl. Thank you very much.
And then reset your health and your magic points back up to max.
I did not improve there in 74. Oh, persuade went up. Listen.
A little bit of fighting brawl won't hurt.
Psychology 50 at 40. Increased by 1. Take it. And last but not least, stealth. I rolled a 50, which is under my 60, so nope. If Gross is reading, can I like train for a month?
Yeah, I mean, you've got this. We pick up on Friday, the 14th of March, so you've got 5 weeks. So yeah, I'd give you a chance to get a. I wouldn't even say like it's a chance to get. I'll just give you another tick in a skill of your choice.
Okay. Another improvement roll or just a tick? Like
it's a tick, so that you can then get the improvement roll as part of your roll-up package now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll secretly just be like have my name or if my fake name be signed up for training with some military police boot camp. Because I want to get better at fighting even more.
Yep, yeah, it can be the same skill, so not a problem.
And I failed. Perfect.
No.
Just 4. 64.
Hey, still 4 more.
I am a ferocious knife fighter.
Right, and while folks are rolling up their skills, Father Erasmus went. All right, a couple of bits for from you. What's your dex?
Oh, I haven't actually rolled up my character.
Oh, don't! I thought you got. I thought you got that
times
far.
5, right?
3d6 times 5. Oh, wow. 15.
So 70.
Oh, 3 6 times. Yeah. 15
Six-
times 5.
150 divided by 5. So 75.
Yeah.
Fast one.
And your POW?
Same thing. Let's see. 3.
Isn't POW 2d6 plus 6?
Size and it's either edu and int, I think, or one.
I'll just confirm.
Yeah, I think POW is 3d6 times 5.
Oh, okay. Well, then I got 16 times
Okay, so that
5.
would be 80.
80.
Mhm.
I usually don't roll. I usually distribute 50, 50, 50,
Oh, rolling.
60, 60, 70.
Rolling's better. Right.
Yeah.
In which your con, which again I think is just 3d6 times 5.
5, 6, 7, 12.
So
That's
60.
60.
Yep.
What was that? That was con?
Yeah. So now I
What
need
was
to work
this?
out
The
what
80?
your POW.
POW. Okay.
Then it's your max hit points. It's going to be your con plus your size, but I think size is the 2d6, one of the 2d6 plus 6s, yeah?
Okay, so the all right, strength is 3d6, con is 3d6, size is 2d6 plus 6, dex is 3d6, appearance is 3d6, intelligence is 2d6 plus 6, and then power is 3d6. Education
Got
is
it.
2d6 plus 6.
But to work out hit points, it's size plus con divided by 10. So we need your size stat to then work out
So
where's
that's
your con to get hit
13
points.
times 5. That's
Okay,
55?
65.
65.
So 65 plus 60 is 125. Divide by 10, round down. You've got 12 hit points.
Points.
You got a pretty good stat line.
Yeah, not bad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been as good as if I'd have rolled, if I'd have used my usual method. Holy shit. Got 16 for strength.
Okay, so that's another 80.
80. I'm a pretty freaking strong Catholic priest.
Are you already part of Network N, or?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's already a super spy. Easy.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
Okay, it's been
I'm a
called in
Jesuit.
as a
I'm a
specialist.
Jesuit priest. It's my education and my
Do
medical
you
knowledge.
do you want to have our characters already know each other?
I don't know. Have you guys had any medical? Maybe that's just it. If you have any medical problems, I'm probably the
Or
one
maybe
that
we
ends up
like
taking care
served
of it.
together in the war. I don't know. Before you
Well, I'm a
became
teacher of medicine, so
Oh, you might have saved my life once.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and
Or I
it
might have
is
been
a
treating you. You know, I did say psychology too, so maybe I've been treating you guys for they send you guys to me.
I like that. That's good.
You could have been Gross's psychiatrist that tried to put his head back together between the previous two scenarios.
It was surprisingly successful, temporarily.
And then I decided to fuck you off.
It's
Make
a
myself
Sisyphean
worse.
And that's why he's come looking for you to say, why did you not report back to my office as discussed?
45 on looks, so
He's
Can't have
coming
it
for
all.
me. He's coming.
nah. I don't want to attract the girls because I have to stay celibate.
No, he's
Melvin, are
coming
you
to tell
doing
me
any
off.
training during your month off?
Me?
No, the lawyer.
I
Because Gross is reading, I'm training.
You can train
Yes.
fighting axe.
Honestly, if you have never felt the particular judder of a heavy but not very sharp blade through human tissue, it's not pleasant. I think
It
much
gets
like
easier the more you do it.
Dr. Gross, I'm accustomed to genteel hunting firearms, and I should probably work on this handgun thing because it's a great deal easier to smuggle a pistol into a situation than it is a long firearm. So yes, I'm sure N can arrange for some firearms training.
As he's
hell
saying
yeah.
that, we'll cut to a scene where the captain's sawing off a double-barreled shotgun to make it smaller.
I think in the old days they used to call it a whippet because you could whip it out from under
Yep.
your long jacket.
So I'd like to invest in that as well.
I think you can have a sawn-off shotgun. That is
Fuck
not
yeah.
a problem. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, both barrels of which. Right, that actually puts the father joint at the top of the round then with Jean-Pierre and father vying for top spot.
Oh, not Jean-Pierre anymore. Jean-Pierre's
Of course,
gone.
it's not. Oh,
Jean-Claude?
How did you
Pierre
know? It's Jean-Claude. It's his brother.
Jean-Claude. Oh, there we go. Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude.
Crochet.
You know, it's the family business of being fishmonger spies.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got the Cabreras and we've got the Crochets.
The crochets.
I did seriously think about being Father Erasmus Cabrera. But
Do mess before we start.
It's just inviting bad luck right off the bat.
Bruce
except
is
that I'm
probably
nearly
related
60, so
somehow.
I've done very well with the church. The curse can't get inside.
A couple of stats then for Jean-Claude. What's your dex?
Oh, I haven't rolled it yet. Is that
3d6 times 5.
Got it. 8 plus 1, so 9 times 5, 45.
Okay, 45.
Not great.
Not quite the bottom. You're down there with the captain. And then Hal, 3d6 times 5.
11, so 55.
Okay. And then your con, 3d6 times 5.
Ooh, that is not good. 5, so 25 con.
Oh, Christ, you have not got much.
I'm a sickly man.
You are. Do you want to ditch these stats and try again?
Sure,
I'll give you a mulligan.
Sure, I'll do a mulligan.
Right.
So just
Start
deck.
with your decks.
Okay. I got 9 again.
45. Whatever dice roller you're using, it doesn't like you.
Oh,
Pal,
14. Very
so
good,
70.
pal.
Okay. And then con, again,
12, so
so
60.
60. Then size is 2d6 plus 6.
7 times 5, so 35. I'm tiny.
35 plus the 60 for your con
Oh,
is
okay.
90. You have 9 hit points. You really are a small guy.
Isn't there a usual minimum for size?
No, isn't size 2d6 plus 6? So,
Yeah,
like,
2d6
there's no
plus
way
6.
you could get a 35 because that's
Oh, okay.
minimum 8.
It's 2d6 plus 6 times 5.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
6
so
has
the-
to come before.
The 2d6 I got 7 then. So plus
Okay,
6.
So that's 60.
Yeah, 60.
Right,
Okay.
so 60 plus 60 is... So you've got 12 hit points.
Awesome.
You are no longer brittle and tiny.
Yes.
Where she started working out.
Well, Jean-Claude in the lore has just been released from prison or escaped. I haven't decided
What?
yet. So he's got the prison workout.
He got the prisoner exchange.
Yeah, and could have got you out of prison because he needs more people.
Exactly.
And your brother's a drooling mess who still can occasionally catch a halibut, but
He's still got it with his mouth.
If you look fairly similar, it could be there is literally an exchange. We'll put the crazy one in prison where he's safe for a bit, and then we'll let the lunatic out.
You got to roll the dice, swap them out.
They pass each other in the jail. They nod.
Oh, dear. Right. We should be good to start the scene, I think, then, in that case. If the others want to work on some of their skill distribution, we can probably fudge if it does come to rolls. It all depends on what people do, because there's a lot of people going to go before NPCs if stuff goes down. We cut forward a month then to Friday, the 14th of March, 1941. This means that bombardment across London has been happening for about 6 months. It's become grueling, but it's become very much a part of the regular day. I mean, folks are still getting into their normal routine that when the sirens start going at 8 o'clock each night, they go down to their bomb shelters or they go down to the lower levels of the underground. They find their spot, their place, and life is continuing this repetitive pattern, but it's still grinding. There's this, not apathy, but definitely this just settling into, they could wake up one morning and their house is gone, or they could wake up and their place of work is gone. That it happens. They can't stop the bombs falling from the sky, and it's this depressing malaise is descending over London. You folks are called into N's office probably fairly late in the day on Friday, the 14th of March. This is his office above the bookstore just off Trafalgar Square, where the three of you that are familiar faces are greeted by one kind of familiar face, but you think, hang on, he didn't quite look that crazy last time we saw him. But there is a distinctive family air of fish about him, and also a new figure in the room, say the father, Erasmus. So we'll start with the father. How would you like to describe yourself?
Well, I'm a Roman Catholic priest of the Jesuit order, highly educated. I've been studying medicine and psychology. I currently teach at the medical branch of the university, the Catholic. I don't know if there's a Catholic university in London or Cambridge or whatever. I'm in my late 50s, and I'm very quiet, calm, and disciplined. I don't serve liturgy every week because of my age and my business and my job. But I have a small flat, and I am paid for by the Catholic Church. And somewhere along the lines, I must have impressed N, because he approached me, and I've been used for whatever medical. I can keep things under wrap, and I'm well aware that there are evil forces in the world that are trying to destroy. But I think of them as the devil's work. We all approach these sort of things differently.
Mm-hmm. And then Jean-Claude, there is probably the somewhat abbreviated introduction of, hey, he looks just like your last guy. That's because there's a blood relation there. So this guy, any variations on his demeanor and the way?
Oh,
he carries
definitely.
himself?
Definitely. He was the brains behind the operation in France. And he has like mangled hands that look like he's like had them burned or blown up or something. And he's what they call in France a binoclard. He has very thick glasses. And he looks kind of like a nerd, like a mad scientist, but also he was an alcoholic, and as a result committed a lot of crimes, or just not even as a result, he just liked committing crimes. Mm-hmm. So he's a little bit of a crazy guy.
That's why you said pina colada there for a moment. I was thinking it gets likes dancing in the rain, but
not nearly as fun.
Join the dance.
What bad can happen from joining a dance? So, introductions are made between you. So obviously we'd like to boost numbers, unfortunately, after our poor departed Davidge. Sad to read your report even now. But speaking of reports, I've had an interesting memo that's come across my desk, and I'm not really too sure what to make of it. So I'm hoping you guys can do a little bit of info gathering for me. I've had contact, a phone call about an hour ago from one of our, I suppose you could call them assets, but she's nominally a member of the auxiliary network, such as yourselves. Dr. Constance Morris over at the Royal London Hospital, it's over in Whitechapel, has reported that she's got some bodies that have turned up that, frankly, aren't normal. And she would like you to go down and perform an examination to see if there's anything that rings any bells, or at least maybe get some photographic evidence and bring it back to myself. She doesn't want to photograph anything there and get it fall into the wrong hands. She'd rather have people that she knows and trusts, like obviously our organization, do this and report back, because there's also some potential connection with these bodies to other, let's say, other things she's had come into her morgue fairly recently, which is why we would like the father to come down and have a look with his medical background to perform again a more detailed examination of the evidence that's been left behind.
Is there something about these bodies in particular that she's described, or is she?
She's been fairly veiled because obviously been potentially open lines of communication from her end from the hospital. But she was saying that they'd got particularly rubbery skin was the word she'd used, but also distended faces. That something's wrong about the bone structure of the head and definitely the texture of the skin.
Well, it sounds suitably unnatural. I
So
don't
yes,
know anything about photography myself.
But yeah, if you could go down to the Royal Hospital and have a chat with her, that would be ideal.
Seems simple enough. It's not like they're getting up off of the tables and attacking people.
Oh, it is possible, my friend. If you saw what I saw back in France.
Man, I'm having a sense of deja vu, but I know it's not Jean-Pierre.
No. His IQ, unfortunately, has been permanently decreased.
There's not really any way to know unless you look at the bodies and examine them.
There's always a way to know.
Can N supply a photographer, or?
He can provide you with the equipment. So pretty much just point and click.
Fair enough. All right then. Is there any background on this Dr. Morris that we should know?
Yeah,
she's a friendly. Works in pathology.
What's her cover?
She is a pathology. She is like a morgue attendant at the hospital. So very much deals with the corpses coming in.
We have an official cover.
You will be provided with documentation that is to allow you to get into the hospital without any difficulty. He's almost got a pack of those on standby, so he just dishes them out.
Very well.
And as I notice we're getting a little close to time, I'll speed things up a little bit. The main problem you have getting over there in the immediate time is that there is petrol rationing. So vehicles getting you to and from. In this case, N hasn't got a vehicle to get you over there, but it's central London. On this case, it's at Whitechapel's out in the East End, so it's a little bit of a hike to get over there. But you're set out on your merry way to head over there by any means possible. But by the time, because this is late afternoon, by the time the sirens start going for the air raid, you are still midway over there. You're in Whitechapel, But looking around, there is a public shelter that you can take cover in for the evening. It's not the nicest of things. Public shelters are hit and miss depending on their quality, but you are pretty much right on the doorstep when the sirens go. So you are the logical thing for you to be would be to head to the nearest shelter, and there is one right there for you.
We'll have to take shelter here.
Yes.
It
Whitechapel. What a place of history.
Oh yes, it's definitely got a lot of blood steeped history here. Yeah. Don't be called Jack around here. You're heading through this. It's a couple of steps down. This bomb shelter is one that's mostly above ground. So it's got a flat roof, reinforced concrete walls on each side. There's basically a long rectangular room with benches on either side, and the very glorious toilet facilities are a bucket behind a curtain at the far end of the room. It stinks accordingly. Various kids have been in here and promptly used it to defecate and piss anywhere they want. So the place it just reeks of foul smells. You are the first people in there. I think that's probably looking. Say we are getting a little close to time. I think that's probably where we will leave it. Not quite as nice a cliffhanger as I wanted, but you can hear the sound of approaching footsteps as more people are coming into the shelter. But you are the first people in there.
We'll get to know the newcomers. We have a long night ahead of us.
And I bet it smells familiar too for Jean-Claude, so it's okay.
It is not nearly as bad.
I find pipe smoke helps.
Actually, that is actually one thing I can use as a cliffhanger potentially. Everyone, give me that time-honored Into the Darkness skill. Smell hidden.
Smell hidden. All right, you got it.
A regular success.
I'm congested today.
I'm happy to be smelling only my own pipe. 83.
I don't have a spot hidden smell, but I assume my fish is overpowering anything.
Well, this is what I was going to riff off. That for those of you that succeeded, there's something that smells even worse than Jean-Claude that you can smell wafting through the door. And it smells like rotten meat. And that is where we will stop for the evening.
Cool. Before I give the outro, there will be a gap between this episode and the beginning of the meat trade. Probably a couple of months. We're going to run some other things. But keep an eye out for the next episode, which will be the meat trade. And it will have a different, artwork. Our players included Max Meltzer, Josh Harwood, Alex Sun, David Gasaway, and myself with Matthew Sanderson as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page listed in the description, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.